And remember, we're going to need at least a handful of abomination verses. And I'm telling you right now, we are not going over desolation. Don't even try it.
Okay, so it says, Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16, these 6 things do the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren.
All right. I don't know why I didn't go to it. My bad. Okay. My bad. Because we definitely need to go over what that is. We 100% need to do that. You know, sometimes it's easy to be lazy, you know, and be like, because y'all don't know that I'm thinking, man, we probably need to go over those. And then I can just tell myself, nah. But y'all didn't know that I went, nah. And that's not always fair. All right, 6:16. All right, it says, these 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. What does that mean? These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination. So it says, a proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among the brethren. Right? Why does it say these 6 things doth the Lord hate? And then it says, but 7 are an abomination.
So I think the abomination is the mark of man.
No, but I'm saying, no, that's not what I'm asking, though. It says, so it's saying that he hates these 6 things, right?
Right.
All right, but it says 7 are an abomination. How many things does it name right here?
6.
6? Uh-oh.
6,
We got to go over
7.
We got to 6, 7. We got to go over them again. Look.
Proud look, one, lying tongue, hands, heart, feet, false witness, sowing discord.
What that kid said, yep. How many is it? You count them?
7.
There's 7. So he says, these 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination. So what 6 things?
I see it when I read that, I saw it as like 7 is obviously completion.
I'm not talking about the numbers. I'm saying what 6 things does God hate? 7 are an abomination, but what 6 things does God hate?
The proud look, which would be pride, the lying tongue, the hands that shed innocent blood, which would be the work of man's hands.
Better yet, out of the 7 that are here, which one is not the 6? And where's it at? Where's it at?
Which one is not the 6th?
There are 7 here, and he says 6 things. He says, these 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination. So what are the 6 things? Which means show me the one out of the 7 that are here. Which one's not part of the 6? So he says, these 6 things that the Lord, okay, 7 abomination to him. All right, 17. So it says a proud look, lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, comma, a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, 5, a false witness that speaketh lies, 6, and he that soweth discord among the brethren, 7. So which one out of those 7 are not the 6 that he hates?
I don't know. I guess we really are going over 6, 7, aren't we?
6, 7. We're doing it.
I don't
All
know.
right. All right. So it says, my son, keep thy father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother. Bind them continually upon the heart and tie them about thy neck, right? Which is talking about the things that the Jews wear. But again, we know that the word is something you can't see with your eyes, right? But people are still going to do the physical part of it. Oh, man. Let's see. 22, it says, when thou goest, it shall lead thee. When thou sleepest, it shall keep thee. And when thou awakest, it shall talk with thee. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproves and instruct are the way of life. So when people say, when you tell them that Jesus is the law, and they're like, what? No, he's not. And they'll fight you on this, right? Jesus is not the tablets. they think you're saying that Jesus is the tablets that Moses gave to the people. No. Moses gave a physical law to a physical people to teach them to physically behave. Jesus came because the Bible makes it clear, right, that Moses gave the law, but grace and truth came through Christ. So the law of grace and truth came through Christ. The law of grace and truth. Truth is only on one side. It's not on the other side. So when it says, for the commandment is a lamp. Matter of fact, let me go to, it says, for the commandment is a lamp and the law is light. Doesn't the Bible tell us that Jesus is of the light? Ain't that what it says? Right?
Yep.
So if the law is light, what other light is the law? There's only one light. Jesus is that light.
The light of the world.
Without that light, there is no light.
Yep.
But yet it says, and the law is light. The law is. But Jesus is the law. What Moses got was not Jesus. Moses didn't get Jesus and he gave it to all the people. No. Because the light is given to who? To God's people. Isn't that true? That God gives the light to his people?
Right. Didn't it say that in Exodus that the pillar of clouds was light to them, the Israelites,
Right.
but darkness to these Egyptians?
Yeah, right. But what I'm saying is they were physical, so they didn't get the actual light. They got a shadow of the light, a pillar of light, right? Which means it was on the outside.
Right.
Which means they didn't have it on the inside. So when people say, where are you getting this? Where are you getting this from? You must watch too much TV. I don't even know what TV teaches that. The Bible teaches that. The Bible does. It says, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. So, let me go to Proverbs 6:1. Proverbs, 6:1, it says, my son, if thou be surely for thy friend, if thou hast stricken thy hand with a stranger, thou art snared with the words of thy mouth. Thou art taken with the words of thy mouth. Do this now, my son, and deliver thyself when thou art come into the hand of thy friend. Go humble thyself and make sure thy friend, thou art come into the hand of thy friend. Go humble thyself and make sure thy friend. Give not sleep to thy eyes, nor slumber to thy eyelids. Deliver thyself as a roe from the hand of the hunter, and as a bird from the hand of the fowler. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her always, and be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer, and gathereth her food in the harvest. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man. A naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with a froward mouth. He winketh with his eyes. He speaketh with his feet. He teacheth with his fingers. I remember pastors just demolishing this, saying that this is telling you, watch out for people who wink the eye. And when they talk with their hands. Bruh. And they're like, well, that's what it says. Bruh, come on. This is called a book of Proverbs.
Hey, look, isn't
Parables.
the wink of an eye like a proud look?
Well, I don't want to get into what it is right now, but I'm going to. But first, I'm going to poke fun at people that still believe. And I love you, whoever you are. No offense, but I have to poke fun. I do not understand why we're reading the Bible. Okay. Why are we reading the Bible and not paying attention to the name of the book? This book is called the Book of Proverbs. Dark sayings or parables. That's what it's called. So to sit there and tell yourself that the black letters on the white page, that's what I see and that's what it means, my friend. Where did you learn that? That is not true. It says, therefore, I'm sorry, I went too far. He winketh with his eye, he speaketh with his feet, he teacheth with his fingers, frowardness is in his heart, he deviseth mischief continually, he soweth discord, therefore shall his calamity come suddenly, suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. Right. So this is talking about, just talking about Humpty Dumpty, guys. OK, he's not going to be able to be put back together again. So when we get to 16, now God is going over what he just said. Right. He says, these 6 things doth the Lord hate. What 6 things? Does anybody know? He just said them. What 6 things did he say? Anybody? He says, we'll just go backwards. Okay, so who's going to write these down? Baby, write this down. Take a little. Who's going to write it down? Come on, somebody. I need somebody to write these down. You going to make me write it down?
Hey, Trot, are you on YouTube now?
Why? Why are you asking
Because I have to go and I want to catch all of this.
Oh, okay. So, well, it's still, remember, everything is recorded and put on YouTube. So I'm not live on YouTube right now, but it's going to be recorded and it's going to be put on there.
Okay. All right. Got it.
All right.
You guys have a good day.
You too, Kenny.
Dang.
bless you, brother.
All right, so it says, I'll just write them down. Lord have mercy. I'll just do it, man. I gotta do everything. All right, so we're just gonna go.
I got
Do
my
what?
20-pound. I got my 20-pound cat and my iPad on my lap. I can't write anything down at the moment.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm just messing. All right, he soweth discord. All right, he soweth. Y'all know I'm gonna go through it slow anyway. He soweth discord. All right. Let's see. He deviseth mischief continually. Okay. Let's see. Mischief continually. All right. Frowardness is in his heart. Right. That's 3.
Found on frowardness real quick,
Huh?
please. Can you expound
On froward?
frowardness?
Yeah. Froward is a froward tongue is like when someone, it's like gossip. Matter of fact, let's do better than that, though. Let's do better than that. Let's look. Somebody look this up in Hebrew.
That I can do.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to say the word gossip, but that's what it is. A froward tongue is someone that is, starts problems. And I'll just continue.
Okay, is
let's
it
look.
froward? Yeah, froward or froward?
It's FROW, frowardness. And I need you have to look it up in the actual verse, okay? So it has to be Proverbs 6, and you have to look it up in verse 14. It has to be that word right there. You can't just put it in Google and say, what does froward mean in the Bible?
Proverbs
6. What are you using? Are you using Logos or what are you using?
I'm using the blue letter.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so it's Proverbs 6:14.
Okay.
And that's 3. And 4 would be he teaches with his fingers.
Okay. In his heart he deviseth mischief continually, he soweth discord, is all it pulled up.
So you didn't find the Hebrew word for that? I'm looking for that word in Hebrew. It's not there. Can somebody else find it? Y'all gonna make me do that too? Man.
No, I just don't have a connection on my other device, but I can look it up on this device I'm on if you give me the verse.
Yeah, it's Proverbs 6:14. We're looking for the word froward.
Okay, I looked it up here. It says perversity, perverse thing.
Perversity and fraud.
Yeah, it's perverse. Okay, so it's pointing to not just gossip, but like, I feel like I'm missing something that it says. Because it points to sowing discord is what it does, but I'm missing. If I go look, it's going to take. Anyway, that
Proverbs 2:12, it says to deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh forward things. Oh, it's the same thing.
No, I know, but that's not how you do that. You have to look up the Hebrew word. You have to look up the Hebrew word, and the Hebrew word is going to point. I don't know why y'all or whatever y'all are looking at is giving you a little bit. It is 100% pointing to someone who is like on purpose stirring up trouble. Okay, that's again gossiping. Okay, it's gossiping is one of them, or just straight up lying about somebody, right? Which I know everybody here knows that you've had somebody lie about you before, just so maybe the attention can come off you, or like to turn everybody away from you. We've all had that in some way happen, and that is a froward tongue, right? And then they try to be slick and go, oh, well, I was just telling, somebody this, but their intentions was to cause division, right? It happens everywhere. It happens on this app. It happens everywhere. We all understand this. So that's what froward is talking about. Okay, so let's see. He teaches with his fingers. All right. He speaketh with his feet. All right. All right. He speaketh with his fruit, and he winketh with his eyes. All right. All right, so 12, it says, a naughty person, a wicked man, which is the same thing. A naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with a froward mouth. So this is already talking about what's being said in 14. Frowardness is in his heart. So he walketh with a froward mouth, which means he causes division. He's a gossiper. That's what it's saying. And he gets to the 6. He winketh with his eyes. He speaketh with his feet. He teacheth with his fingers. Frowardness is in his heart. He deviseth mischief continually. He soweth discord. So those are the 6 where he says, therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. It says, these 6 things doth the Lord hate. He already named them. These 6 things, Lord, he says, yea, 7 are an abomination. So let's do this. Let's find the 6 that is, let's see, starting at 17. Let's see if we can find the 6. And let's see if we can find the one thing that's different than the things that he named up there. All right. Let me see. I should have done this like this. All right. Sorry, I had to. All right. So he says, 7 are abomination. Okay, a proud look. So which one of these go to a proud look? Anybody?
Pride.
Let's see. I know I'm saying out of the 6 that he just went over, pride's not one of them. He doesn't say pride. I'm talking about the 6 that he just read. So proud look.
Winketh with his eyes. Maybe.
All right. I'm just going to have to write them all down. Forgive me. Let me just do it like this. A proud look. Y'all don't have it in front of y'all the way that I do, so it's going to be a little harder. But let me just do this. If you find one that you know 100% is the same, tell me what it is, and I'll write it beside this one, and we'll start knocking it out. Okay? A proud look. It has to be like you know for sure it's the same thing. We got a lying tongue.
To me, I'd say the lying tongue and sowing discord is the same, because discord's with the mouth.
Yeah, but I'm saying find the ones that are more closer to the same as the other one before we start doing it that way. Okay, because there are a couple that are literally like word for word.
So,
Oh my God.
is a lying tongue a false witness that speaketh lies?
They're out there racing. They're going to get hurt on that road, man.
It's not right unless you hear a boom.
I might not hear it. A bunch of trees down there. They just may fly in the trees for all I know. All right, so we got a proud. Let me just write all of them down. While y'all are doing that, okay, let me write these down real quick. Let's see. Hands that shed innocent blood. A heart that deviseth wicked imaginations. Feet that be swift in running to mischief. I'm just going to put feet, swift, mischief. I can't got time to write all this out. All right. A false witness that speaketh lies. And he that soweth discord among brethren. And you got a lot of that on TikTok. You got to be careful. That is a antichrist behavior. And let me tell you let me tell you how they're able to do it, and you don't even realize that they're doing it. They'll say something to you like they'll justify why they're doing it. They're literally gossiping. They're sowing discord amongst brethren, meaning that the person they're talking about is saved. And they'll lie to you and say, no, that's a false prophet. That's a wolf in sheep's clothing. What that person talks about, it is heresy. They'll say all the right words to get you to take a step back and say, oh, and what they're doing is they're lying. Do you understand? They are lying. That is sowing discord. God hates that. You have to be wise enough to know, like, if they don't like what someone is saying regarding the Bible, does that mean the person's not saved because they don't like what's being said? No, but what they do to keep you away is say, hey, watch out. That's a false prophet. And then out of your ignorance, you're like, oh, well, we're not supposed to hang out with false prophets. Well, are you supposed to believe everything you hear also? Are you supposed to allow someone, if you know someone is saved, listen, if you know somebody is saved and you know they're saved and someone else comes up to you and is trying to convince you they're not saved, so are they trying to save you from going to hell, or are they sowing what the Bible calls discord amongst the brethren, right? Which would
Discord.
be, yeah. So you have to be able to know, and you need to be able to know and then call them out and say, hey, do you not know that the Bible says that God hates those who sow discord? You should see the look on people's face. They'll be so mad that you're saying that that's what they're doing. They'll start going around and saying, look, they got sucked into the lie. Now you're a heretic. Now you're a heretic because you called them out and said, hey, actually, you're gossiping. That person's a brother or sister in Christ. No, they're not. Oh, man, dude. This is how sick they are. They think that their job is to go around, false prophet. Look at this person over here. Look at this person over here. Listen to what they're saying. That's heresy. I'm going to tell you, and if there's a Catholic in here, I apologize, but Catholics are the worst at this. If there's a Catholic that calls himself like an apologist, like, you know, they argue with people utilizing apologetics for the grace, you know, for the greater good or whatever, they are so quick to say that everybody's going to hell. If you don't agree with them, because remember, they say they represent the church, only they do. And they will tell you what you're teaching is heresy. Well, if somebody's teaching heresy, they're saying you're going to hell. That's what they're saying. They send everybody to hell. Everybody goes to hell because they say so. Now, it's not just Catholics that do that, but Catholics do it big time. But there are...
Except for the Muslims. They can come in.
What do you mean?
In one of their catechisms, Muslims basically have salvation.
Oh, well, either way, if you don't call yourself a Catholic, okay, they give all those people a name. The Catholics do. They call those people Protestants. Don't allow a Catholic to call you a Protestant. Don't do that. Are you a Protestant? And then you come into agreement with them like an idiot. And you go, yeah, I'm a Protestant. You're literally saying that you protest against the Catholic Church. They put themselves in a position that this is a thing and you protest against it. I don't know nothing about Catholicism, and I don't have to. How come I don't protest against the Bible? How come I don't protest against Jesus? They say you protest against the Catholic Church. They claim to be the church that Jesus started. That's what they're claiming. Listen, the disciples started the church that Jesus started, and they're saying they are all descendants of that church. That's a lie. That's not true. Some of the people that are in there may have ties to people that started the quote unquote the Church of Jesus Christ, and I'm not talking about the denomination. They may have ties to it, but the church that Jesus started is scattered around the world, and it's not scattered just in a physical way. There are people all over the world that is part of the church that Jesus started. And so what these people did is they went and built buildings all around the world and said, see, the church is scattered around the world. See, the church. No, bro, y'all are not the church. Y'all, there are people in that church, right? There are Catholics that are going to heaven, and those Catholics are part of this church that has nothing to do with Catholicism. Catholicism is not the church. There are people that are part of that church that will be going to heaven, but that's not the church that Jesus started. It's not. Okay. But what I'm saying is, you will be told that if you don't agree with them, that you're going to HE double hockey stick. And that's just them. That's just the Catholics, okay? There are people that don't call themselves Catholics. They follow Christ, and they will do the same thing. They will tell you, hey, watch out for whoever, because they're false prophets. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. They teach heresy. They'll say all the words to tell you that person's going to hell. Most of them won't say it, though. They won't say, hey, watch out. That one's going to hell, and he or she's going to take you with them. Most of them don't say that, but that's pretty much what they're saying. And that is what I'm pointing to, this one part right here, that's sowing discord among the brethren. Okay. Would you say JW are bad at that? Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, the JWs, I think they pretty much, they say that about everybody else, right? But that's how they keep their cult, fit. If you pay attention to a cult, it's always those people are heresy. They're not preaching God's word, but it's in the form of like accusation. It's in a form of accusation. What we're supposed to do is know when someone is saved, and that's it. And again, we may not know a person's heart, but if someone claims the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus, that's a good start. Okay, you can say, okay, well, I may not be 100% sure if that person is saved or not, but they do know enough about salvation that it's very possible that they could be saved. That's what you can say, and you can stand on it. You don't have to say 100% certain, but you can say, I've held a discussion with them, and I believe they are saved. You say, yeah, but they believe this and they believe that. Again, it's not based on how much you know. There are going to be people that know more about the Bible than you. God is not waiting for you to get your bachelor's degree before he can finally put in a good word to Pope Peter, man. It's not about that. All right, let me finish writing these down real quick. Oh, matter of fact, I already finished. Let me do this.
Yeah, while you're reading it, do you want me to read that paragraph, Catechism 841?
What is that regarding?
The Muslims?
Oh God, no, because out of nowhere, Dre will show up. Out of nowhere, Dre will show up. Y'all start, then a bunch of Muslim and Catholics are going to come in here, and it's going to be a big old argument.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's foolish though, because they have that written in there, but yet they'll call other Christians heretics.
Yeah, well, again, I don't really care, honestly, but it is foolish. Try. Can you stop that? He's like, what I do? All right, let's see. Speaketh, teacheth. We got forward right here. All right, there's divisive and wickedness. So we can definitely say, because this says a divisive heart with wickedness and imagination, and this one says divisive mischief, but it's still divisive. I'm going to say it's not wrong to move this one over here. It's been a long time since I've done this. Obviously, I'm sure y'all can tell. Man, I'm going to have to move this down here. It's way too close. All right, let's just do that.
Are you like making two columns and then trying to like match them up and see which one is left out?
Yeah, because there's something I want to go over regarding it. Yeah.
Oh.
Right. And like I said, it's been a long time since I columned them out, and I'm doing it again because it's been a minute, but it is pretty neat. And Jordan's the one that wanted to go over Abomination, and it just so happened I didn't think this was gonna be the first one y'all brought up, but it doesn't matter. Let me see. Where is the... All right, so sow discord. Yeah, there's a couple of them that are very close. All right, sow discord. Y'all just bear with me. All right, and I think those are the three that are... Yeah, I think these are the three that... Yeah, it is. All right, so the last two is frowardness is in his heart, and he teaches with his fingers. All right, so it says frowardness is in his heart, and he teaches with his... I think teaches with... he teaches with his fingers was the last one I remember. Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah, I think it's these two. Oh, man. Like I said, I apologize. It's been a minute, but it's a good... All right, now let me get... All right, so the last one that we're left with is frowardness is in his heart. So out of these two, which one would you put there? Frowardness is in his heart. A lying tongue or false witness speaks lies. So frowardness is in his heart. And there's two options to put next to this. A lying tongue or false witness speaks lies. And it's funny because a lying tongue is the same thing as speaks lies. A false witness is someone that has a lying tongue. Right? So the six that God names up here, okay, is he soweth discord. And obviously, out of the seven that he names down here, I put sow discord. Sowing discord. Those go hand in hand. He deviseth mischief continuously. So obviously, I put his heart is divisive, wicked imaginations, because that's the divisive part. And then it says he teaches with his fingers. It says hands that shed innocent blood. He speaketh with his feet. And out of the seven, it says feet are swift to go towards mischief. And then the last one is he winketh with his eyes. That 100% would be a proud look. So there are two left. Remember, there has to be, because he said 7 is an abomination. He names the 7, but 6 of them are going to go along with the... So which one goes with frowardness is in his heart? Frowardness is in his heart. And the two choices is a lying tongue, and the other one is false witness. He speaks lies. Matter of fact, let me go look at it better, because I know I missed a couple of words with it.
False witness, because the forward tongue would be like the gossip, and the witness would be like, well, you're bearing false witness.
No, so look, so check it out. Check it out. So look, so we got to put the red words with the blue words. That's just what I have. All right. So the blue word is frowardness is in his heart. So one of these two has to go to that one. So frowardness in his heart is already a thing. Out of these two, which one goes with frowardness is in his heart? Is it a lying tongue or false witness / speaks lies? Now, let me go find it real quick.
I would say the false witness that speaks lies, because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And that would kind of show the correlation between the words and the heart.
Yeah, so now I need to find the lying tongue. I think that might be at the beginning, wasn't it? Yeah. So a lying tongue is by itself. So I got all the words there. And then after that, a false witness that speaketh lies. Okay, that's what it is. A false witness that speaketh lies. A false witness. I don't know why I did that. That speaketh. Lies. All right. So, all right, frowardness, and we know, let's just do this so people can feel a little more comfortable. So frowardness is someone who is gossiping. Excuse me, Lord have mercy. And what else did we say? Gossiping and what? Nobody remembers? Bennington, what was frowardness? We went over specifically for yo.
Perverse or
Yeah. You can say perverse, because that's what it means. All right, now remember this. I'll throw this little hint. Remember when Jesus, the disciples of Jesus could not cast out the demon out of the child, and Jesus, instead of him saying, "Oh, guys, I must have not explained it right," he said, "You perverse generation." He tells the disciples, he calls them perverts. And what does the word perverse mean? What does it mean, the word? Somebody look it up in the dictionary, because it means the same thing in the Greek. It's not much different. Somebody look it up. Whoever can. You gonna make me do it? Oh, Lord have mercy. I'll do it then.
Out of what address?
No, just in a dictionary. Look up the word perverse, because it's the same. It's very close. Like it's Jeffrey, but you don't know. Yeah, I do know, Jeffrey, but this is a class sitting. You understand? A class was meaning everybody participates.
perverse, perverse,
Yeah.
showing a deliberate and obstinate desire to behave in a way that is unreasonable or unacceptable, often in spite of the consequences.
Right. So basically, you're doing the complete opposite that you should be doing. Right. So Jesus is calling the disciples perverse because they're not doing what they should be doing, which is casting the demon out. So so it says frowardness, which is perverse, is in his heart. In his heart. Okay? And the two choices are a lying tongue, and then it says a false witness that speaketh lies. So which one would it be? Which one of these two are going to be with frowardness is in his heart, and why? Nobody?
False witness, because you are what you eat.
Yeah, because it's talking about the heart, right?
Yep.
Frowardness is in the heart. The other choice is a lying tongue. Out of the two choices, one is lying tongue and another one is a false witness. Do you understand? You're not a witness. You're not a witness. You're a false witness. Right? So this one, is going to go right here. Right? A false witness. Because we are talking about the heart. Now, there's one that is left. There is one that is left. And all we did is just match. I'm going to put this one up here. All we did is put the 6 that closely go to the other 6. And he said, but these 7 are an abomination. These 7. And the one that kind of stands alone is a lying tongue. And this goes all the way back to Timothy. Remember how Timothy talks about, or the letter of Timothy, how it talks about the tongue being a rudder, and it's small. It's a small part, but it can do a lot of damage.
Oh, in James?
Oh, did I say? Yeah, I'm sorry. In James. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the book of James, it talks about
Got a fire.
Yeah, the fire. It can set a fire and
against its members.
And it can do all these things, right?
Who can tame it?
Yeah, exactly. So this is the one that kind of stands alone. All right. But the reason that it stands alone is because everything that happened started with a lying tongue. Adam and Eve were unalive because of a lie.
Yeah.
So God hates all this. Watch this. The one that I left alone on purpose by itself is frowardness is in his heart. So if you're a false witness and frowardness is in your heart, it is very possible that you're not born again. Right?
Yep.
So if you're not born again, this goes all the way back to Jacob I loved, Esau I hated. Jacob I loved, Esau I hated. And it says, these 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination. 7. And the one that stands alone is a lying tongue. Because now it's no longer just you need to be born again. This person could already made up their choice and they're not going to be born again, which means they're already these things. They're already all these things. And they chose the lie over the truth. That's what they did. The choice was already made and they choose the lie over the truth. So a lying tongue, that right there, again, according to the 6 that are here, to the 6 that he names, and he says, but 7 is an abomination. A lying tongue, and this right here is talking about someone that's already they've already chose their path. The decision's already been made. Now they're just a lying tongue now, meaning they're not the truth. They are the lie. There is no salvation. They're an abomination. I just saw a hand up. I didn't see.
That was Riri. She's coming up on the panel.
Another question also from someone that's probably new. He had a question right above Sister Kelly. It's like the 4th comment.
What is the comment? Just read it.
It says, aren't these the characteristics of one that is born of the seed of the serpent?
Yeah, well, these are the characteristics of someone that's not born again. So if you want to say the seed of the serpent, I mean, it's not, you wouldn't be wrong. Riri, what's up? Oh.
Hey, I have put the wrong emoji. I was trying to say hey.
Oh, you didn't want to come up?
My bad.
You didn't want to come up?
Oh, don't run now. Just kidding.
No, I'm asking, are you saying you didn't want to come up? I'm just trying to clarify.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to come up. I was just saying hey.
Oh, okay.
My
well,
bad.
Hello. No, you're good. You're good. Let me highlight this. Right here.
Actually, since I'm up here, what were
Oh, so she did. Oh, y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard that. She's like, well, man, 6'7".
I'm just saying.
Hey, look at what Jacob said.
What? I want to debate Stickman. Oh my God, you would. The debate would be over in 30 seconds. Matter of fact, you would remove yourself from TikTok. You'd be like, oh, I was never on there. 5 years from now, no, that wasn't me. I've never been on TikTok. Never. He said, I want to debate.
He has
you remember
denied
that?
Trot 3 times.
Yeah. Hey, Jordan, remember that? Where literally the whole Islamic community would call me Stickman on TikTok?
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Oh, Stickman.
There's like, oh, Stickman's there. Bring him up. And then after a while, they're like, wait a minute. I don't think we should be letting him come up anymore. They were like, stop talking to Stickman. No more Stickman.
Yeah, and then you had that one that came over here and like apologized and became a Christian, and he like apologized to you.
Yeah. There's a few of those, but I know which one you're talking about because he actually came up. He didn't just put it in the comments. There's a few that would put stuff in the comments and say, hey, I don't know if you remember me. And I just give him a thumbs up. But you're talking about the one that came up on the panel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I told Jacob that. But yeah, he came up and I was like, no big deal, bro. All good. All right. But since you're up here, Riri, what's up?
Well, since I just kind of came in because I was trying not to play Jumanji in another live, but in either case, what was the topic?
What was the topic for today?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jordan just wanted to go over some of the scriptures that have the word abomination in it.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the one in Mark is off limits. It's off limit.
What?
The one in Mark is off limits.
Well, it doesn't have to be off limits forever, but I'm not getting into desolation today, dude. That just
I mean, it would take too long.
That's what I was like, you're in Revelation today?
Absolutely not. Mm-mm. No, absolutely not. Trust me, there are plenty of those lives happening right now. Matter of fact, if you've been going to those lives long enough, you would have seen them talking about the rapture that was supposed to happen. That would have been some of them. Now they're all backing away from that. Now the next one is Donald Trump's the Antichrist. So don't worry. We're gonna that one's gonna be squashed here pretty quick too. So if anybody's in here that fell for that, I apologize. Don't worry. I'm gonna choose to love you anyway.
Rod, there's a question for you from Ina Mama.
Ina Mama. Oh, my ain't your mama. Let's see. Ina Mama. What's the difference between the Geneva Bible and the KJV? I'll be honest when it comes to, I'll say this about all the translations. Guys, there is always going to be slight differences in all the translations. But what's not different is the original Greek and Hebrew. That is not different because all the translations, well, the majority of them, they are going to go to the Greek and Hebrew and kind of explain basically the same story that you see in the other translations. They just use different words because they believe it's going to help you understand better. So a lot of translations were made because to get away from the thee and the thou, right, of the King James. But the King James, there's so much that can be said about the King James. And I read all the translations, but what's the difference between the Geneva? I honestly, listen to my explanation. I don't just read one translation. I read all of them. But I always go back to the Greek and the Hebrew. That's where the translations came from. So as long as you can at least understand how the Greek and the Hebrew is being used, you're not going to be pulled away from any truth. But if all you do is read a translation and you don't go to the Greek and Hebrew, well, then that means no matter which translation you use, you're going to find yourself in a mess. So if you're trying to stick to a certain translation so you can tell yourself, I read the right translation, you are in an argument that is in la la land. I don't know who does that. That is not wise at all. Let me see. Let's see. And today we getting into them 70 weeks? Absolutely not. Lots of KJV only heads. Yeah, there are. People think that I'm a KJ only because that's the only translation that I read on the live. I'm not a KJ only. I've read all of them. I've studied all of them for so many hours, thousands of hours, and I'm not kidding. Every one of them. And now I will say that the KJV kind of seems like it kind of sticks more to the original Hebrew, just by the way they put it down. But I don't care if it sticks closest to it or not, because no matter what translation I'm going to read, I'm going to go back to the Greek and Hebrew. I could care. This whole which translation, do yourself a favor. Get you a translation that you like and get a concordance to that translation. That way you can go back to the Greek and Hebrew yourself. Okay? I'm telling you, if you are not doing that, it don't matter what translation you have. If you know nothing about the Bible and you just want to read it, well, then at that point, grab you one, okay? Because the whole point is to get you at least starting to read the darn thing. So if the King James Version scares you, if the the KJV, if that scares you, then don't read it. Pick you up something else. But if you ain't going into the Greek and the Hebrew, then it doesn't really matter. So do yourself a service, grab you a concordance. If you have to get on Logos or Blue Letter, fine, then do that too. I'm just saying, if you are not going to the Greek or the Hebrew, my friend, I just don't understand don't misunderstand. If you've never read the Bible, leave the Greek and the Hebrew alone, okay? If you want to talk about babies, people who just came to the Lord or they're trying to come to the Lord, just read the Bible like a comic book for right now, okay? Because that's the level you're at. That's fine. Just read the darn thing. Get some stories in your head, okay? After a while, you can start growing, all right? What'd you say, Riri? Okay, now I do have a question. Oh, I thought you already asked her question. She's like, I got another question.
Yeah, I got another question. This has to actually do with the straws. So, like, when you're going in there to look to, I guess, just to define words, you know how a couple of the words, sometimes they'll have more than one meaning. How exactly do you know which one is the correct meaning of that word when you're looking at
so the easiest way to explain that is you're going to have a bunch of commas, right? Because there's a word and a comma, and a comma, right? Don't focus on which one is the best. All those words are there so you can understand what this word means.
Oh,
that's it.
Okay.
Right? So if you look up the word stupid, I'm being facetious. But if you're like, and that man was stupid. So you go to the Hebrew and the word is stupitato, and it says to be dumb, to be stupid, to be in the direction you can't turn back, to be looking somewhere that you should be looking the other
To
direction.
be a Cowboys fan.
To be a Cowboys fan and not like love, who's the number 10, which in the Bible, the number 10 is the law. So therefore he's fake love. He's not the real love. Right. But
No.
the point is, it's going to give you several ways so you can understand what the word means. So it's not, you're not trying to pick one. It's just helping you see what that word actually means. A lot of the time it'll say, like right here, it says, I'll just start at Proverbs 6:1. It says, my son. I'm going to say that if you go look up my son, it's going to say the word ben. It might be ben-a or ben-u, but that word ben is son, right? Like Benjamin, son of the right hand. So Ben is son. So my point is, it says my son, but if you go look up my son in Hebrew and the word Ben is there, it's just saying son. So that means son means son. But in other words that you'll look up, it'll have a different meaning. It won't be the word son, but yet that's the word they put down in the Bible because they didn't know what else to put. But it'll be a different word. And when you see that, you're like, oh, I get it. You'll understand why they put son right here or whatever other word that you're looking up. You'll understand why they put that word because it's the best way in English to describe it, but that's not really what it means. Like, for instance, when Jesus is telling Peter, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? In English, it uses the word love 3 times, L-O-V-E, L-O-V-E. But in the Greek, it's 3 different Greek words. It's not the same Greek word. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So one of the words for love means like a friendship, like the word like. One of the words should have been, hey, Peter, do you like me? One of them should be the word like there. But it's not. It's the word love.
Okay.
And the last time that Jesus asked Peter, do you love me? Everyone knows he uses the word agape in Greek. Now that word actually means love the way we use it.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see what you're saying.
So, but if you didn't go look that up and with these Western eyes here in America, so why did Jesus ask him, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? But he didn't. He's like, hey, do you like me? Hey, do you think I'm cool? And then he says, hey, do you love me? Then he says it. Do you understand?
Okay.
So when you say, how do I know which one to use? Well, after looking them up, you'll know because the word love in English that's on the paper, that's not the word when Jesus was speaking, he didn't use the word love there like that. He uses the word like. Do you like me? You understand? So if you went and looked up that word love and it says this word love means like, as in, do you like me? Are you still going to use the word love? No, because you understand the actual word doesn't mean love. It means like. So then you would say, well, then why did they put love there? Because it's the closest way they can explain what Jesus is saying without making the Bible sound stupid. All right.
Okay.
Basically, what you have to do is you have to keep looking up words until you start getting it. Right. So when people say, no, what you need to do is you need to go get you some formal training from an expert. You're not stupid. You'll figure it out. I promise. And if you mess something up, God is not falling off his throne because you messed something up. I promise he ain't falling off his throne. He wants you to learn. So don't listen to these people that make you think if you don't go get formal training, it's not good training. That's a lie. That's not true. Is it wrong to get formal training? No, absolutely. If you can, go get some. Okay. But if you can't, I don't know. What if you're in the desert and it's just you and a concordance in the Bible? Are you going to be able to get formal training? No, you're not.
No.
But you're going to have to start somewhere. So don't let people. Jeffrey, what? Why do you keep putting fight the itch? You talking about my beard, Jeffrey? I think you're focused on the wrong thing, buddy. I'm not scratching my nose. I'm messing with my beard, buddy. My beard, my mustache. I've seen you put that in there 100 times. You're actually weirding me out. What the heck?
Like, about to say, is this dude a bot?
Look, Jeffrey, put your device down and just listen. Not my fault. You don't understand. Oh, okay. My bad. Are you talking to my bad? Okay. I'm sorry. Are you talking to someone else? Look, I'm going to itch my nose now.
Nobody understands.
Yeah.
I've been reading his comments, and I don't know if he's having a conversation with himself, but it's not making a lick of sense. If you scroll
all
up
right,
and read,
that's all right. We'll just leave him alone. All right, Jeffrey, my bad. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, buddy.
Hey, try.
New book, all right, okay. What's up?
Just kind of piggybacking, this won't really derail it, but off of yesterday, the live yesterday, concerning the trumpets and the voice and all that, it's interesting because in the garden, it literally shows how Adam responded to God's voice after the fall.
Yeah,
right?
Well, go to it if you want to.
Yeah, it's Genesis 3:8. No, I'm sorry. Genesis 3:8, but that's not 3:8. Okay, here it is.
See, that's how Jordan Love going to fumble that ball. Thank you.
7. No,
6,
8.
7. No, 8 or 9. 8 or 9.
And they heard the voice.
Hold on, where you at?
3:8. Genesis 3:8.
All right, Genesis 3:8. All right, we'll get back to Proverbs 6 in a second. All right, go ahead.
Genesis 3:8 says, "And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden. And the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself." Right there is showing you the root of why the Israelites hid, why the people told Moses, well, you go up the mountain and you talk to God, and then you come back down and tell us what he says. Like, all this fear, like, it changed at the root.
Yeah. So now after looking or seeing the story with Moses and all the people, once those things start getting understood and you go back to the beginning, you'll start seeing Adam acting like those people. Now he's scared of God's voice, when before he wasn't. He used to understand God. Now he doesn't understand God. So what people see or hear when they read this is kind of like they see it like they're in the house. They have a mom and dad, and mom and dad says, hey, guys, we're going to go to the store. Let's just say you're there with your siblings. Let's just say there's 3 of y'all. Guys, we're going to go to the store. Please don't break nothing before we get home. We'll be right back. And you decide to play baseball in the house and break a vase. And you're like, oh, dude, we're done. When they get home, they're going to see that. We're in trouble. So mom and dad comes home and they're like, guys, we're here. We heard mom and dad's voice. They're here. That's how they view that. That's all they see. They see that, like the way Adam says it. And he says, where are you? Right? Parents come home. Where are you? And it says, and he said, I heard thy voice and I was afraid. Like if a kid, the parents get home, oh, I got scared. That's all they see. They see nothing further than that. So that's why you'll hear me say things like that these people who are saved, they're Christians, but they don't see anything further than the tip of their nose. They don't see nothing further. They just see what they see right there, and that's it. There's no more meaning. It means nothing else. All they can see is that. And if it says they heard the voice and they got scared. To them, it's the exact same thing as what I just explained. We decided to play baseball. We broke a vase in the house, and when mom and dad came home, we heard their voice and we got scared. That's it. That's as far as they go, as far as, regarding learning. They don't go any further than that. But when you start learning more about the Bible, you're not held back. You're no longer held back to just a comic book part of the Bible. You start seeing things like Paul started seeing it. And Dre sent me a video, and I think it's a Jewish man, and I think so. And the Jewish guy is calling Paul a liar. Hold on a second.
Yeah, well, Trot's gone. I got pulled up here. 1 John 4:18, and this is kind of the reverse of that fall. It says, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear has to do with torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love." And so it's this whole understanding that we don't love because we love because he first loved us. But everything from that love flows in that place of intimacy and relationship with him, that personal relationship with him. And if you don't have that, you don't know God, and so you act like you don't know God. And so your idea of God and approaching him is that of a fearful one. And right there we see the first Adam teaches us to run away from God, to fear him. But the last Adam taught us to draw near to the Father, to come close to him. Yeah, while you were gone, I quickly read 1 John 4:18 and how it was like the opposite of what happened to Adam.
Yeah.
Are you trying to play that video
What video?
that Dre sent you?
No, I'm not going to play it. No, but anyway, on that video, he's calling Paul a liar, and he's like, "Look, Paul is talking about, the Torah," he says, right? And he goes, "Let me go to where Paul is talking about." So he goes to Deuteronomy. He's like, look, he's saying all this, and he leaves this part out. So this guy doesn't understand why Paul is leaving certain things out of the Torah. But if you pay attention, because it's the book of Romans, what he's talking about. But if you pay attention, he's totally missing how Paul is basically claiming that Christ is the missing piece of the puzzle. You pay attention to Paul, all he's talking about is Jesus. I'm sorry, the Messiah is the missing piece of the puzzle. That's all Paul's talking about. So a Jew who does not believe that Jesus is the Messiah will 100% not like Paul, because it messes up their Torah. It messes it up. But Paul is not messing up the Torah. He has the final piece. So because he has the final piece, now he understands the Torah. See, these people claim they understand the Torah, but you don't understand it. If you separate the Torah from Jesus, my friend, you don't understand the Torah. That's why you keep them separated. See, most Jews, and even Messianic, they will 100% separate the Torah from Jesus. You understand? They want to keep the Torah, the one that was here before the Messiah came, they want to keep it intact in a sense that it has nothing to do with Jesus. Now, some of them will tell you, well, it does because he is the Messiah, but that's as far as it goes. Like, they'll just say that Jesus is in the Torah, but it doesn't change the Torah. And it's a sad day when people say that. So when you tell them, my friend, Jesus is the law. He is the Torah. What? No, you can't say that. Now it goes back to them hating Paul. Now these people, the ones that I'm telling you that will say this is not true, they are not 100. They are not going to just believe anything that anyone says because they're trying to maintain. They want the Torah to stay the way that it is, because they say when Christ comes back that everything that's in the Torah is still going to remain the Torah, and it's not. So it's hateful to tell them that's not what's going to happen. Yes, it is. That I've seen people get real upset when you tell them, my friend, when Christ comes, we're not going to take the Torah and start following the Torah. And they will tell you, yes, we are. So there's the big disconnect, because they don't understand that what Christ did, what he did is prove that he is actually the law of God. It's him. So when they say, oh, yeah, but the Bible says we're going to get a new earth and a new heaven. Well, of course we did, because Jesus had to go there and sprinkle his own blood on it. His blood fell on this earth. He took that blood and went to heaven and sprinkled it. He sprinkled it in heaven. They go, yeah, well, okay. It says that heaven's got an altar. Right. Heaven had an altar. Why? Can anyone answer that? Why does heaven have an altar? Why? Does anybody know why?
That's where the sacrifice has to be presented.
That the blood has to be spilled on the altar in heaven. God was not in heaven sacrificing sheep.
It's the place of worship.
But the altar was there so Jesus could go up there and sprinkle blood on it. That's why. And guess what? He already sprinkled it. It already happened. The red heifer has already spilt its blood on the altar, right? Jesus is the red heifer. He is the sacrificial lamb. The blood has already been spilt. The lamb was slain before the foundation of the year. Oh yeah, of the earth. Yeah, it was already said to happen, but it didn't happen until Jesus went up there. Now, in the eyes of eternity, it was before the foundation of again, because it's talking about God's imagination. All right. But the actual event itself did not take place until Jesus was walking this earth. The death, burial, and resurrection occurred, and then he went to heaven, and it actually took place. But in the eyes of God, God focuses on what is already true. So when the Bible says that the lamb was slain before the foundation of the earth, it's talking about that is God's word. Therefore, it's going to come to pass, because it didn't happen until Jesus went up there and through. But in God's eyes, it's meaning everything that God did, it was all focused as though that's already happened, as though it's already happened. That's how he treated everything, meaning it's going to happen. It's going to come to pass. God's word doesn't come back void. So when God spoke in the garden and said, talking about that the foot of Jesus is going to crush the head of Satan, when he started talking that way, it was because he foreseen everything that was going to happen. But it didn't, for us, it didn't actually happen until the death, burial, and resurrection. And then he went to heaven and he sprinkled the tabernacle with his blood. But anyway, but Dre showed me this video, and it's a Jew calling Paul a liar. That's what he's doing. He's calling Paul a liar, because remember, we're talking about hearing the voice of God and comparing that to someone that understands what is being said. The people heard God's voice. They told Moses, no, you talk to him. Adam heard God's voice, didn't have a problem with it. And then he fell, and now all of a sudden he's acting like the people in the story of Moses. He's like, oh man, it's God's voice. He heard God's voice, and it scared him. And that's what Jordan is pointing out in Genesis 3. What is it? 9, 10.
8 through 10.
Yeah, 8 through 10. All right, so
But
going back. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
well, before you came back, I also read the opposite, basically, like when God restores us in John 4:18. And I just saw something else here, or I'm sorry, First John 4:18, and it says, um, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love." And I'm just thinking, like in the Old Testament, how King Saul often represents the flesh, the old man, the one under fear. And David, who is loved and beloved, represents the new man, the spirit, and Christ. And how when David played the harp, it ridded Saul of the tormenting spirit. And it's like, here's one who, if the instrument is the Bible, he knows the melody, which is the revelation of Christ in the Bible. And it's only the revelation of Christ, the melody of the word, that gets rid of the torment out of men's hearts. So all those connections are just like, you can't make it up. Once you see it and once you get rooted in it, you're going to see it everywhere.
Good to see you back, Christian. Would you go play some more games to try to beat Trot's score?
No, I had a work dinner.
Which means yes, and he didn't succeed. So he's going to have to recap, regroup.
Oh, no, you should have
try-
heard him earlier. He gave us
yeah,
the Irvine
Jordan
response.
didn't like the Jumanji jump being played back at him earlier.
No, he's capping. But
No, he's not capping.
yeah. All right, cool. You can take the consensus of the panel and see who's capping.
Okay, let's not. All right. Anyway,
yeah.
All right. Anyway, let me get to where I'm at. Okay. So Proverbs 6:16 through 19. All right. And I'm just going to get to the part where he says, remedy. Yeah. Okay. 16. Yeah. These 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination. All right. So let's look up that word. Let's look up that word abomination. Abomination. Who's looking it up in the Hebrew? Who's got it? Nobody's got it.
I'm looking it up.
All right. All right. Guys, all these recordings will be on Descaled's YouTube. That's at Descaled Live. Okay, so the @ symbol, Descaled Live. If you have not subscribed to the Descaled YouTube channel, please do so. And all the lives and videos, there's a bunch of shorts too that you can watch. But these things are recorded and they are put on there. So just go look for a title that you think maybe you want to know something about and go watch them. And there's over 500 videos and lives, or over 500 recordings on there. So there's plenty. You find it?
Yeah. So Abomination is H8581. And it says properly something distinct or disgusting, morally, i.e., as noun, an abhorrence, especially idolatry, or concretely an idol, abominable, custom, thing, abomination.
Yeah, an idol, an abomination, meaning
an abhorrence.
Meaning it's not of God.
Right.
If it's an idol, it's not of God. If it's an idol, okay. So where it says, "These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. So he hates 6 of them, but 7, and it's just so funny that the one thing that is different is a lying tongue. That's what's different. When you become nothing but a lying tongue, that means there's no truth in you. How many times in the Bible does it constantly point that out? And it's usually pointing it to Satan. And he says, right, the disciples are asking him, you see this happen, and they're wanting to know about Satan. And all he says is, he's a liar. That's it. He's a lying tongue. He's a liar. There's no truth in him. He's a liar, and there's no truth in him. None, right? So he's desolate, which means he's an abomination. That's what he is. It also says a person who lies all the time is a worthless person. We're just focused on the word abomination. Yeah, we're just focused on the word abomination, right? Like why God is saying these 6 things he hates, but 7 is an abomination. Once you're an abomination, there is no more coming back to God, is the point. He may hate, right? The Bible says that while we were his enemy, Christ died for us. That's what it says. While we were his enemy. If you are God's enemy, which means you're against him, he does hate you 100%. Okay, but not in the way that we use the word hate. It's not the same thing. Just because God hates you doesn't mean that he wants to come down here and unalive you. It's not judgment time. It's not the time for judgment right now. So if you're not born again, it doesn't mean God's up there aiming arrows at you because he hates you. No, the Bible says that he doesn't want any to perish. He doesn't want you to perish. In this world, if you hate someone, you want them to perish. You have hate in your heart towards that person and you want them to go bye-bye. If you haven't seen the political assassination of Mr. Kirk, if you haven't seen that, the person that was holding that gun had hate in their heart. You understand? He hated that person and he wanted to shut him up. That's not what God's doing. God's not aiming a sniper pew and just waiting to get you. That's not the kind of hate. The hate that the Bible refers to with God is that you are the complete opposite of him. Not that he's waiting to unalive you. That's not the kind of hate that the Bible's referring to when it says, Jacob I loved, Esau I hated. It's not like humans walking around here, I hate you. It's not that. It's just that he hates because there's no love in you. You understand? Y'all don't see eye to eye. But again, not like humans. It's completely different. It's not the same thing. People read this word hate and they think God is up there in heaven stomping and he can't wait to unalive the people he hates on earth. No, it says he doesn't want any to perish. Do you understand? Meaning he wants you to go from hate to love. If you don't have love in you and God is love, do you understand? If God is love and you don't have any love in you, then that means you have hate. You have one of the other. And if you have hate in you, then God hates you because you represent hate. It doesn't mean he wants you to perish. The Bible says he doesn't want any to perish. But in order for him to love you, you have to be in you. You have to be in him, and he has to be in you. Again, if you're looking at this, how you look at people in this world, you're not going to understand. Because in this world, again, if you hate someone, you don't want them to do well. You wish they perish. Well, that's funny. How come when God hates people, he doesn't want them to perish? Is that the same? Is that the same how people use the word hate here? No, it's not. It's not. Okay. And Donald Trump's not the Antichrist. Just throwing that out there. I say it every week, at least 5 times. All right. So
That could be the same saying that when Jesus says, "He that says he loves me but hates his brother is a liar."
yeah, and that he's pointing out the issue. He's pointing out the issue. Like, people say they love God, but they hate their brethren. Again, brethren. Right? Let's go to that verse real quick. Somebody pull it up. Somebody pull that verse up. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm already 1 John 4:20. I'll just start at 19 because it's after 18 what I read. It says, we love him because he first loved us, verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he has seen, how can he love God whom he has not seen?
Right.
And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God love his brother also.
Right. So again, just like I was saying earlier, all of us who are here, okay, now of course there may be some people in here that they're not saved, or maybe they're thinking about God. I don't know, but the majority of us that are here, we're all brothers and sisters. So if I start saying, oh, hey, so and so, they're a wolf in sheep's clothing, I'm sowing discord amongst the brethren for my own personal reason, it doesn't matter what the reason is, but yet this person says they love God, but yet they're gossiping about someone who is saved. What does the Bible say about that person? We just read it. What does it say?
It says that if a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
He's a liar.
He that
okay, so the point is,
Yeah.
They're a liar. They don't love God. If they're sowing discord amongst brethren, they're lying. They don't love God. How can they say they love God, but yet the brother that is here with them, they don't love them? Makes it very clear. So when you have someone that's, again, called a froward mouth, that's what they have. God explains this as he hates this. And if they do all 7 of them, they are an abomination. It doesn't mean they're not saved, but he hates these personalities that they've accumulated. He doesn't have love for that. Like their father who was a liar. Right. Again, if the lie is in them, Satan is in them, which means they're not born again. It's a very strong thing that God is making sure that we understand. So be careful when you hear people that do nothing but God. I don't care if they only picked one person. Well, they're kind to everybody else. It don't matter. It makes it very clear. It makes it very clear that they say they love God, but they hate their brethren. They'll even say, they ain't my brethren. They ain't my brethren. You can say they're not your brethren all you want, but if they're saved, my friend, y'all are brothers and sisters. If they're saved, and if they just say, well, they're not saved. If they are, my friend, then that makes you a liar. Do you understand the point God is making? You're a liar then. You're a liar. If you want to give somebody a hard time about something they may believe, that's one thing. But you start calling them a heretic, they preach heresy, or they're a wolf in sheep's clothing, they're a false prophet, you better be careful listening to these people. Because God's love, grace, and his mercy, it super exceeds anyone's expectation. So anyone that thinks they understand how much God loves, how much God forgives, and they go, oh, what that person is preaching, that's Gnosticism. Oh, I've heard that's not, you're a Gnostic. It's funny, you hear people say this and it's like, do you even know what that means? If you studied what Gnosticism is, if you studied it, you would never call a Christian that. I don't care. Like, so these people, right? The Gnostics, these people, so they can't get, listen, they can't call him a false prophet. Nobody's believing him. They tried calling the person a wolf in sheep's clothing. Nobody believes them. They're like, well, what can we call them then? So they go out to the wilderness and search a name. And they're like, okay, well, they believe that. And they finally come up with one. They're like Gnostic. They're Gnostic. And it's like, well, y'all didn't read the instructions of a Gnostic person. A Gnostic person does not believe in the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus. No, they don't. Number one. I'm guilty of calling someone a Gnostic. Okay, Wanda, I'm not talking about you. Okay, just throw that out there. Okay.
How dare you?
Wanda, how dare you? That's why you're here, Wanda. God
Hey,
sent
not to
you
cut
to
you
me.
off,
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
you have a couple questions from the same person in the chat. A child of God doesn't have a
Let's see.
profile photo.
Yeah, I was waiting to say something.
Yeah, let's see. Are
Question.
you all making a statement that you will all never lied and so you're not saved? I don't even understand the question. Let's see. Child of God, can you come up and ask your question? I don't understand what you're asking, not even a little bit.
The first question they put in there.
Yeah. Do we ever love sin? Who's we? A child of God. Are you talking about yourself, maybe? Okay, there you go. Child of God. Child of God, what's up? Does anybody know child of God? Anybody know this person?
Nope.
No.
What's up, child of God, man? What's on your mind?
Not much.
What was your question you had?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yep. What was your question? Yeah.
So we got you saying that, or you made a statement that you said that that those who are lying or whatever have the devil in them.
How long you been in this live today?
Just now. I just was listening just for a little bit.
Okay, so you missed the first 2 hours of the conversation?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's probably the issue then. Yeah.
But then sin, all of us are classified as sinners, but until he saved us, which now we are saved by Jesus Christ's death and resurrection, if we choose that path, we are able to choose being a child of God. I get that. I understand that. But then to continuously call yourself a reprobate or a person of that you're never going to be able to make it to God, but you're saying that, or that you're a sinner and you're full of the devil, well, then you're choosing to be that. You're not choosing God.
Okay.
In my opinion. Because you could choose to be a child of God, could you not?
Yeah.
Okay, so why would you sit there and keep on going on and on and on and on that you're not?
Go on and on. Me? Why am I going on and on that someone's not? Oh.
That anybody's not.
I don't know. Who's doing that? I don't know. Who's doing that?
I'm not suggesting or saying or throwing an accusation that you are. I'm saying that anybody in general.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know why people would do that. Honestly. Because what we're talking about,
child of God, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying, or maybe, are you asking me questions or are you making statements or what?
Never mind.
Maybe, huh?
Never mind. I can listen for a little while.
No, I'm letting you talk. You just keep stopping.
I think he's just trying to explain what he thinks he might understand, but because he wasn't here, it's kind of hard to bring it full circle.
Oh, okay.
Tammy has a question now, though.
Yeah, but a child of God, I'll just say this. I think because you weren't here the first 2 hours, and you came in, you know, like at the last, you came in at this conclusion, even though I'm not completely done. I think you came in at the end and maybe you're confused on what we're talking about. So I'll just fill you in because we're actually going over Proverbs 6. Let's see, 16 through, I think it's 20 or 19, 16 through 19. And Proverbs 6 is talking about where God is saying, let's see, it says, these 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. So we're actually talking about abomination. Did you know that, a child of God?
I just caught a little tail end of you talking about the abomination and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
something about
so,
that,
right, so you would agree,
the,
right, so you would agree that a child of God is not an abomination, right?
correct.
Right, so that's all I'm saying, is that something that is an abomination is not a child of God. So if you're a child of God, you're not an abomination. Just so you understand, like, what the point of this conversation is. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Jordan, what'd you say? Who was asking a question or what?
Tammy, she put it in the chat. She said, we still have a carnal mind and the spirit of Christ's mind. And that was the question. And then she said, we choose, right? So like
Yeah, we
basically
go.
she's asking, well, we still have both, right?
Well, yeah, because remember, we go over this when we talk about spirit, soul, and
Right.
body,
Yep.
right? So your body and your soul your spirit don't see eye to eye, right? So, yeah. Tammy, if you need to go watch the spirit, soul, and body videos, go do that. Start at 1. Listen to it again. Just listen to it one more time.
I'm gonna set up a GoFundMe though, because I didn't plan on being here after the 24th, and kind of in a pickle
You kind of
now.
gave all your stuff away. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh dude, they got you. They got you.
Got him.
The rapture people got you.
They done
Yeah.
raptured my finances and everything.
They got, golly. Man, I could have took a 20 to go buy me some pizza. That's all I would have done with it.
Hey Jesus, can I get 20 till eternity?
Yeah, man. Let me get that 20.
Look at that $20 till tomorrow.
Yeah. Why was it an abomination for Joseph to set a table for his brothers? Genesis 43, 32. Well, I think that's because they thought, or if he was a Gentile. Okay, but let's go there. Let's see.
You notice how Kelly's still working in the field, and she's like, wait a minute, I'm going to sneak in a question real quick so I can continue having something to listen to.
Yeah. For real. She got her earbud in. What do you say, Wanda? You're so humble. What? Are you being sarcastic because I'm always giving Jordan a hard time? Saying I'm not humble. All right, that's what I'm thinking. All right, Genesis 43. Yeah, we got to get to Joseph. All right. I'm glad I remembered. I'm about to forget. All right. Genesis 43. All right, 32. Go ahead. Read that bad boy.
All right. And they set on for him by himself, and for them by themselves, and for the Egyptians which did eat with them by themselves, because the Egyptians might not eat bread with the Hebrews, for it is an abomination unto the Egyptians.
Yeah, so
of everything.
So eating with the Hebrews is an abomination to the Egyptians, just like Jews eating with pagans was an abomination. So again, same thing, right? If you're of God, if you're of the Spirit, we'll look at it this way. Yeah, Gentiles. If you're of the Spirit Everything that is not of the Spirit is an abomination to God. So if you're not born again, you're an abomination. It's the same for the other side. If a person is not born again, there is something about you that they don't like, and they don't know what it is. This is a fact. This is a 100% fact. You know, I've had people tell me to my face, and I know that this person's of the world, and we're just sitting here talking, and after about 5 minutes of a conversation, the person's like, hey, man, can I ask you something? I'm telling you what this person said to me. And I said, yeah, what's up? He's like, hey, man, you're either a Christian or gay. This is what this person said to me. And I said, yeah. I said, why's that? Oh, I'm telling you, this is what he said. And I said, oh, yeah. I said, why's that? And he said, well, he's like, we've been talking for 10 minutes or so. And every time there's an opportunity for like you to cuss, you use other words. So notice he didn't recognize what it was. He just knew I was different. So he's like, well, what could it be? Well, I'm not a Christian, so maybe that's what he is. I'm not gay, so maybe that's what it is, right? These are the only two options that the person had. So in his mind, he's not an abomination. This is him. He's like, well, you know what is abomination to me? Gay people and Christian. This is how this person's viewing this. But again, what's happening is it's the Spirit of God. When you start learning how to like harness your emotions, when you start learning to tell your flesh to shut up, when you start learning to take control of this physical body that we have, which means you're allowing the truth of the Spirit to tell your soul, this is how you act. And then you start looking at your body and you're like, my body don't really act like that, God. I'm not really sure what you mean. But what ends up happening is you do start acting as Christ. You start acting more like him. And so because of that, people who are still under the influence, intoxicated by their flesh, meaning you become soberly minded. The Bible's not talking about white powdery substances and liquids that make you feel inebriated. That's not what the Bible's talking about when it says be soberly minded. It's saying you need to be in the Spirit and stop being intoxicated by your flesh. So when a person that is an abomination, meaning they are not saved, they have not come to God, they have not humbled themselves to God, they are still their God. They are in the flesh, you are in the Spirit, and they'll recognize it. And this guy told me straight to my face. And now I knew this dude for, I don't know, maybe a year or two, I guess. But I'll never forget, it wasn't the first time someone's approached me like that, but it was the first time someone was not afraid to just be bold and speak out what was on their mind. But I've never mistreated the person. And again, I only knew that person for like maybe 2 days. And I don't want to say no, I was only around him for a couple of days, but it was the first time we had an actual conversation. And, you know, the person was of the world. It didn't take me 30 seconds to figure that out, that he was of the world. And after that 10 minutes or whatever it was, he said, hey, man, can I ask you, you're either a Christian or gay. This is what the dude told me. And now I already knew what he was going to say. Like, I already knew why he's thinking that. But I mean, y'all know me. I'm going to have to, I want you to say it. I was like, yeah, well, what makes you think I'm one of those? And he said, well, we've been talking for 10 minutes. And, you know, every time there's like an opportunity for you to cuss, you say something else. Like if, let's say me and him are Cowboy fans and he's like, man, them Green Bay Packers, they're going down. And I'm just going to be frank with y'all for a second, right? A person of the world would say, hell yeah, or F-U-C-K, yeah, F yeah, bro, you're right, right? I mean, if you're of the world, why wouldn't you talk that way? Why not? What would stop you? But when you have stopped yourself so many times for speaking that way, and don't get me wrong, there's times that you can hang out with people that that you used to speak like that with, and you can catch yourself speaking like that. But it's because you're so used to doing it with that person. And then you go to church and you're like, well, I don't speak that way with people when I'm at church. Guys, everybody can fall to this. Anybody can. But you are the one that starts recognizing and say, oh, pardon my French. Like, man, when I hang out with you, it's kind of like the old me wants to come out. Guys, listen, don't focus on that. Focus on how you can catch yourself and say, well, I never used to catch myself. That's a good sign when you catch yourself and say, oh, hey, man, pardon my French. And they're like, pardon your French? What the heck are you talking about? Like, you always talk like that. What do you mean? You're working on you. You don't got to explain yourself to them. Just say, man, I'm working on myself, man. Don't worry about it. That's it. That's it. You don't got to explain yourself all the time. It's between you and God. God knows that you're trying to teach yourself, hey, man, I need to be soberly minded. But the point is, that's what that guy said. And I just told him, I said, well, I am a Christian. Well, I knew it was one of those. I didn't say nothing to him. I didn't say, well, why would you think I was gay? Or why would you think he's talking about how I'm reserved with my words and I guard my words. I speak a certain way. And I said, well, I do that because I'm a Christian and, hey, just working on myself. And he's like, oh, no, it's no big deal. I just knew it was one of those. I'm like, okay, like I wasn't offended at all. I understand why he's asking. Right. We stay catching ourselves on all matters. Yeah, man. Yeah. That's why Paul said it'd be better for you to judge yourself. Paul makes it very clear. Judge yourself. That way nobody's got to judge you. Judge yourself on your actions, things that you do. Has anybody got anything to add? Dre, what's up, homeboy? You finally here? Man, this dude.
Yeah, I'm finally here. Hey, so who you think's gonna win, the Ravens or the Chiefs?
I'm not gonna lie. I want the Ravens to win. They got the team to win. If I'm being realistic, 100% realistic, the Chiefs, the Ravens have to get a turnover or two in order to win. If that don't happen, they're not gonna win. Meaning they got to get a
favorite to win that game, by the way.
Well, of course they are. But I'm saying that if they don't get a pick, if they don't get a fumble or an interception, we're kind of back at 50-50. You understand? If they don't get a good turnover, in my opinion, we're back at 50-50. And the quarterback on the Ravens, how many rings they got?
Zero.
Okay, so we're dealing with someone that has more than one Super Bowl ring, and the truth is, you got to go with the ring based on statistics. So I understand that both teams are not exactly perfect. Like I'm saying, they don't have all the same players. I get that. This is still the Chiefs. This is still a quarterback that's got multiple Super Bowls. And he's going to take this game right here very serious, which means he's going to be in clutch mode. He's going to be in freaking and nobody can say that this cat does not know how to play under pressure. This dude's won multiple Super Bowls. It's as much pressure as it takes as you can get, man. And he's done it multiple times, which means he does well under pressure. So if the Ravens do not get and I'm talking about irreversible, meaning they don't fumble, they don't throw an interception, but the Ravens get one and it never reverses, that's the only way they'll win. That's it. Unless someone gets hurt, or of course we can always throw in the factor, something, I don't know, some random thing happens or whatever. I get that. But I know that the Ravens got a real good chance to win. But again, now we're against a Super Bowl champion multiple times. So we're back at 50-50. But because he's got the ring, I'm definitely going to say the outcome could be. Now, reality, I want the Ravens to win. And that's me. I want the Ravens to win, period. I'm so tired
since you have the spirit of truthfulness right now, who's going to win, the Green Bay Packers or the Cowboys?
Well, you're talking about we're being honest? Well, okay. Well, if we're being honest, I think the score is probably going to be 42-10 Green Bay. if we're being honest.
Really? You really believe that? That's crazy. I don't believe that. That's too.
What?
Nah,
bro. Hold
The
on.
Cowboys
Hold
are
on.
not that bad, bro.
Hold
You
on.
keep
Hold
selling
on.
them
Hold on. We just lost 2 people, and they don't look like they're coming back. And these 2 people are crucial.
Oh, you lost CD Lamb, right?
Yeah.
And
I
Kenny
thought you-
Clark,
I
right?
thought you
And Clark.
I thought you said,
And Clark.
I thought you said injuries
they're
didn't
gonna
matter
get-
though.
They're gonna get
Huh?
8.
I thought you said injuries didn't matter.
Well, when I'm trolling, they don't matter. But you
6,
came up to me,
7.
but you came up to me and said, "Be honest." That's what you just said, right? Ain't that what you said?
I did.
That's BS.
Okay, so if you're telling me to be honest, without CeeDee Lamb and Clark, I see a 42-10.
Now that we have an injury update, can we change our scores?
No.
See what I'm saying? This is why I didn't want to give my score till a week.
And I don't care. I don't care. You
happen.
stand. I don't care. Hey, I got injuries and I'm standing on mine. If you want to know who's going to win, 28-16 Cowboys. That's what's going to happen. But now if you're telling me to be honest, then it's going to be 42-10.
What the hell?
I'm a Cowboy fan. You really think I want Green Bay to win? No. I don't want them to win. So the Cowboys are going to kill them. You get it?
Lord.
Or no?
You talk
You don't
football,
get it?
look who's coming up.
Nah, Bill, get him down.
Hey.
Yalla.
Hey, that
Why am I in the doghouse? Why am I in the doghouse?
What do you mean? I've been talking about Jesus for 4 hours, and you show up as soon as I say Cowboys. Get the heck out of here. Let me get him out of here. Nah. Okay. All right. Check this out, though, Dre. Seriously, though. If CeeDee Lamb and Clark were still in, and you said be honest, if I was to be honest, then I think it would probably be, I would say, let's see. I would probably say that Jordan's score was the closest, 30-21. If we had,
what's my score? What's mine? 24-21.
yeah, yours is 24-20. Bill is 33-31. And Christian is 31-28 Packers, which that's a good one too. So that's not bad. I mean, they're all close.
Ain't no way the Cowboys putting up 28 on that defense.
If they had CeeDee Lamb and Clark, they would have.
What?
No,
CeeDee Lamb's out?
Yeah.
Not CeeDee Lamb.
He's out?
CeeDee Lamb
Yeah, he's out. He's
More
out.
than that.
He's out.
Yeah,
Hold on a
that
second.
shit-
CeeDee Lamb and Clark are out, bro. Now, it doesn't mean one of them can't come back. They might, but I'm saying with them 2 gone, bro, literally it was a 50. Again, this is Cowboys have to get a good turnover. At that point, it's a 50-50. Either one of them can win. But now we don't have either one of them. Look, I'm not saying a miracle can't happen. I'm just saying you got to be realistic. You got the Green Bay Packers not playing the best Dallas Cowboys. They're already going to win anyway. And now they're not playing the best? Bruh, 42-10, bro.
We allowed to
42
change
team.
our Cowboys score?
No. Listen, if you're man enough to open your mouth, you're man enough to keep it. Period. Y'all are keeping. Those scores are staying.
Look at this.
What do you mean? This is not new news.
We made an
Hold on a
honest
second.
man out
Go
of Trout.
petty.
Hold on a second.
Drake,
This is not new.
Is that petty, Drake? Drake, that's
No,
not
it's
petty.
not.
I knew
Hold
Trout was
on.
gonna do
Time
this.
out. Time out.
Now that
Time
the
out.
shadow
Stop.
band is
Hold
gone,
on a
Trout's gonna be
second.
honest
Hold
in front of
on.
the whole
Hold
world.
on a second. Hold on. I said this the day that I wrote these down. I made it very clear. I don't care what happens. These scores are not changing. Are you man enough to give me a score or not? So, Bill, you come up here and you're like, oh, it's the first time I heard. That's not true. I said it day one.
Why? Why me?
No. Hold on, let me see if Dre and Jordan will be honest. Hold on a second. Did I not say that? Yes or no, man?
Yeah, you did. I thought it was stupid when you said it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Exactly.
dumb.
So if it's dumb then and it's dumb now, why is Bill the only one acting surprised? I don't understand why you're surprised. I don't care. So listen, we all know how football rolls, man. Okay, people get hurt. I get all that. Listen, if there was money involved, clearly we could say, all right, but the dang's got to be made up front. All right, check it out. If there's an injury, you can change your bet the day before the game if there's an injury. But that's if there's no money involved. Okay, it's just shenanigans.
Hey,
Y'all over here
Prof,
acting like
the first day I came up on the panel to give you the number, you're like, hurry up and give me the stupid score.
Yeah, he was tight. He was real
He
tight. I
was
remember that.
trying.
yeah, because because I already know he's like, hold on, what does this like? You know, all you guys, y'all worship these stupid commentators. You're like, what does this commentator say? Who's gonna win? No. You got 5 seconds.
Nah,
like,
that
you
ain't
got 5 seconds.
He put all of us in
I
the
don't
same
care.
basket.
Bro, I
Yeah,
was
every one of
crying
y'all.
laughing that day. He said,
Y'all
"You
cowboy
coward."
haters, man. You're cowards, boy. You go speak up and speak up now, bro. It's like someone slapped you and you ran to mom and dad. So what they'll slap? No. You slap me back right now. Don't come back tomorrow and want to slap me. Heck no.
You hear
slap
that,
me
Christian?
back
You
right.
can't run to mommy and your sisters.
All right. Okay. All right. All right. Let's end where we're at. It's already 6. I got to get off.
Man, I've been running around all day.
Okay, well, let's not waste time telling us about it. You can put it in the text.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's end where we're at. Okay, so obviously we're going to have to go over some more Abomination. I don't know why Jordan wanted to bring up Proverbs 6, that's the one that takes the longest, but that's fine. And what we found is the one thing that is different than the 6 that were given and the 7 is the simple a lying tongue. And that goes all the way back. That is talking about someone that has already made a choice. It is not talking about somebody that is saved and they went and they caught a fish that only weighed 4 pounds and they told everybody it weighed 5. That's not the kind of lying tongue God's talking about. Okay? He's like, oh, the fish only weighed 4 pounds and you told me it weighed 5. God says that an abomination is a lying tongue. It's not talking about that. It's talking about Satan. He was a liar from the beginning. It's talking about the merchandise, meaning pulling people away from God by lying. That's what Satan did. That's what it's talking about. It's not talking about you got saved yesterday and you had a problem with lying and you're working on it and you lied and say your fish is a little heavier than what it's supposed to be. God is not falling off his throne because you're lying about how big your fish was. Lord have mercy. This is talking about the iniquity, the merchandise that was found in Lucifer, who is now Satan. He's talking about that. You either have the truth in you, right? He is a liar from the beginning and there is no truth in him. But once we have Christ and Christ says that I am the way, the truth, and the life, now we have truth in us. There is no lie in us anymore. There is only truth, and it's the word of God. And every day we come closer to that truth. You're not an abomination because you lied about your stupid fish. What that means is your friends are going to find out you lied about your stupid fish, and they're not going to want to hang out with you anymore. But to God, you're not an abomination. Know the difference. All right. Does anybody got anything to say before we go? Say it now.
Were you talking about the fish you caught, supposedly?
What fish?
You said you caught
Every
the
fish is
fish.
alive, bro. All of them.
Do what? Huh?
You said you basically caught the fish that swallowed Jonah, and you said it was like huge. Like it was
It was.
huge.
I got proof. I got 2
I
people
can't
that
prove
seen
it.
it. What do you? That's funny. You don't remember. Hold on a second. You don't remember the story. So hold on. The fact that you don't remember the story right.
No,
I'm not
I
sure
do.
what to
There's
believe.
just no. There's no pictures.
He said he didn't have the
Supposedly
picture.
there
He
was.
lost the
They're
picture.
I
deleted
don't.
or
But
lost.
you know what's better than the picture? 2 people that saw it.
Are they up here?
They don't
Can
have
you
to
bring
be.
them?
They don't
Can
have
you
to
bring
be. Okay, are you telling me you want me to bring them up here so they can tell you, yes, the fish was freaking this big? Is that what you're telling me?
We want notarized affidavit.
Since you're
Okay.
on an honesty trip right now, why not?
Okay, well, I
Let
don't
it
got
be
a problem.
confirmed.
I don't got a problem.
affidavits.
I don't matter.
Looking great.
Hey, it says,
Try hands.
it says we're 2 or 3 witnesses, right? 2 or 3, 2.
Yeah,
or
bring
1,
them up.
2.
They got to be here
All
to be
right.
confirmed. Though.
Okay. All right. So when I bring them and they tell you, yes, the fish was that big, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna
Okay, I
say?
don't have a problem then.
All right, thank you. So I want to hear an apology.
Get out the
I want to hear an
fish.
apology.
Well,
Get
why
out
is
the
there an
fish.
apology until they're up here?
So hold on a second. So you're man enough to call me out to try to embarrass me by calling me a liar in front of everybody, but you're not man enough. Hold on a second.
Oh, what are you gonna drop me?
No, but you're not man enough to come back and apologize.
Me
Is that
the
what you're telling
devil.
me? Is that
No,
what you're
I
telling
said
me?
if you bring them up
No.
here,
I'm asking
I
you
will
a question, bro.
concede,
No,
sir.
stop. I'm asking you a question. If you're man enough
And
to
I'm
say
not
that I'm a
answering that
liar,
question.
hello, stop, sir, stop. If you're man enough to call me a liar, are you man enough to apologize for calling me a liar right here on the live? Huh?
I wouldn't.
Yes
I'm
or
not
no?
calling you a liar. Yes,
Okay, good.
if you bring them up,
Uh-huh.
and they give me the information, I will
Uh-huh.
concede.
Thank you. Well, you're gonna have to because it's facts. And Dre, if you don't stop throwing gang signs, bro, they're gonna kick us out of here, bro.
Yo, I'm crying. You got me
Throwing them gang
dying.
signs.
Now I know
Hey.
why the forearms are so big, man. That kind of worked out. My forearms doing all the.
Hey, listen. Hey, I'm not kidding. Hey, listen, I put this dude in, okay, like cuff, I put him in, and I seen him at a window, and he was like, hey, and he was like, and I was like, what the heck is this dude doing? So I go in there, I say, hey, what are you doing? He's like, what do you mean? I'm talking. And I'm like, you're talking? I said, you know sign language? And he goes, yeah, I know sign language. I was like, really? I was like, well, show me what you're doing. He's like, bro, this is this. And he's showing me. And I said, oh, okay. I said, I don't know, bro. That don't really look like sign language to me. He goes, yeah, bro, look. And he's doing it. And I said, well, that does kind of look like that letter. And okay, I guess I can see what you're doing. I said, oh, so you're spelling words. He's like, yeah. And I was like, give me one. He goes, like cat. So he does the cat. And I said, oh, okay, I can see that's a C, that's a A, that's a T. Okay, all right. And I said, what are the other letters? He's doing it, da-da-da-da. And every time I went in there, I'd watch this dude. And he'd be out there. And I'm like, what the heck? Well, I started picking up on the letters. So after, several months, I didn't have time to train every day, but it didn't take me a long time. And so I picked up their little vocab. And so one day I got his attention. That's how they get each other's attention, like this. And he's like, what? And I said, I figured out your code. And he was like, what the heck? I said, I speak sign language too, bro. I'll never forget his face. He's like, bruh. I was like, who created that? He was like, I don't know. Like, man.
Hey, I got one for you.
What?
If a person only speaks sign language and they're missing a finger, is that an accent or a speech impediment?
If they're missing one finger?
If they're missing a finger.
Yeah, no. If they're missing one finger, no. If they're missing a finger, it's a stutter.
Hey, Trot steady got them fat fingers in the camera. He'd be like a drill instructor. He'd just be like, you want two? You want two witnesses? Two or three witnesses? Two or three.
The Bible
says two or three.
Come up. Come here. What?
Hey, Dre, you know that?
Are you gonna be honest?
He almost put me in the eye.
Do you have two or three gods in heaven? Two or three gods.
Yo,
two or three.
I thought I was back in Brooklyn at the Italian spot. Hey, forget about it. Yo, hey, come here. You.
Dre, what it says right here, it says a naughty person, a wicked man. It says it's a man that walketh with a froward mouth. He winketh with his eye. He speaketh with his feet, and he teaches with his fingers. Better watch out. I teach with my fingers. People still believe that's what that means. He winked at you, and he teaches with his fingers. Oh, it's craziness. All right, anybody got anything to say?
He points
say
with
now.
his lips. And he points with his lips.
Yeah, idiots.
Are you putting these up on YouTube?
Yeah. So today, tomorrow, and Sunday, my goal is to do anywhere between 4 to 6 videos, and I think that's how many we have that's not uploaded. So
that's the 12 gates.
Yeah, but we're not done with the gates though.
We didn't finish the 12 gates. Oh, try! I called you earlier today.
Oh, you did? What time?
I called you earlier. You didn't answer, but I figured out. the freaking sound card on the P8, bro. I got it. I'm gonna have to show you how to do it when I get done.
Tell the truth, bro. It's not that easy, is it?
It's very easy. It's actually extremely easy. Yeah, it's very, very easy.
Okay. So that means it's so easy, it's stupid then.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
So easy a caveman can do it.
So like I got the donkey of the day. I was able to grab it off YouTube. You grab the link and you go to any convert YouTube to MP3. You put it in there, and then you just put it on the SD card, and go to the machine, put it in the machine.
All right, let's not explain all that right here. All right, let me just say this, guys. If you have not subscribed to Descaled's YouTube channel, it is, somebody put it in the chat. It's at Descaled Live. That is the page for Descaled on YouTube. All these lives are recorded and they are uploaded, so they will be either in the live bracket or the video bracket. And there's over 500 there. So if there's some content you just want to listen to regarding the Bible, I highly recommend going over there and listen to some of that. And if you have not followed this Descaled page, make sure you do that, and make sure you turn on your notifications so you can be notified when we go live. So, Dre, it looks like it's every other day. I'll send you a text here in a minute.
By the way, if anybody's seen Benny, if you catch him on a live, tell him stranger danger.
Yeah. All right. Anybody got anything to say before we go? Say it now. Forever hold your peace, because we got to go.
Peace.
Nope. All right. We'll see.
Go Cheeseheads.
Go Cheeseheads. Well, it's gonna be
making disciples.
I'm gonna be sweating that entire game. After halftime, I will let you know if I'm profusely sweating or no longer sweating. Which means, is it just a touchdown away, or if they're already winning 32-7 after halftime, then I won't be profusely. But if we're 3-point or 7-point away, oh my Lord, have mercy! I'm gonna have to get on the ground and do some push-ups. Yeah.
Everybody go on the games and try to beat Trout's high score. Bye.
You're out of there. Thank you. I am Charlie. Thank you. Cowboys got their butts whooped. Oh, I thought you said something else. Cowboys got them. Okay, my bad. I'm not really sure. Got them butt whopped. I don't know. All right, guys. Peace. All right, we'll see y'all. God bless. We'll see y'all Monday morning.